For 10 years, Ghost vanished from the internet. No phone, no Wi-Fi, no trace. But when a dark web gang kidnaps his family, the world's most dangerous hacker breaks his silence. This isn't a rescue, it's revenge. Part 1. The Man Who Was Already Dead. The Oregon rain never really stops. It just pauses out of politeness. Alex Thorne sat on the covered porch of a cedar house that didn't exist on any county map, listening to that polite drizzle drum against the tin roof. 52 years old, beard gone half silver, fingers that once danced across mechanical keyboards now wrapped around a chipped enamel mug of black coffee. No phone, no Wi-Fi. The nearest cell signal died 23 miles back down a washed-out logging road. He liked it that way. People thought he was dead. The forums still argued about it. Ghost got banned in Prague, 2017. Ghost retired to Thailand with 9 figures in Monero. Ghost never existed. It was an op all along. They were all wrong. He was just gone. Inside the cabin, a 1930s Zenith console radio played low. Some AM station out of Eugene doing a late-night jazz block. Miles Davis's So What? The trumpet felt like an old friend who knew every secret and never told. Alex closed his eyes. 10 years of silence. 10 years without root shells, without packet sniffers, without watching the whole world through someone else's webcam. 10 years of chopping firewood, brewing beer, and teaching the neighbor's kid how to throw a curveball without ever giving his real name. He was happy. Or at least he had convinced himself that the ache in his chest was only scar tissue. The knock came at 2:17 a.m. 3 sharp taps. Pause. 2 more. The old signal. Someone who knew him before he was a myth. Alex set the mug down, walked inside, and lifted the Remington 870 from behind the door. He didn't rack it. The sound would travel too far in the wet night. Instead, he just thumbed the safety off and opened the door 6 inches. A girl stood on the porch. 19, maybe 20, soaked to the bone. Auburn hair plastered to her face, eyes the exact shade of green his sister had. His niece, Mia. She was shaking so hard her teeth chattered. In her left hand, she clutched a cheap Android phone like it was a live grenade. "Uncle Alex," she whispered. "They have Mom." Part 2, the video. He hadn't said the word mom out loud in 8 years. He brought Mia inside, wrapped her in a wool blanket that smelled of wood smoke, sat her in the leather chair by the fireplace. She wouldn't let go of the phone. "They made me drive here," she said. "They said if I went to the police, they'd know. Her voice cracked. "They'd do it live." Alex knelt in front of her. "Look at me, Mia. Breathe with me." She did. In 4, hold 4, out 8. The trick he taught his sister Sarah when panic attacks used to drop her to the kitchen floor. When the shaking eased, he took the phone. 1 new message, unknown number, video attachment. He pressed play. The footage was 4K, professional. Someone had spent money. Sarah, his little sister, was duct taped to a metal chair in a room painted matte black, single overhead light. A masked figure in the frame held a cordless sawzall 2 inches from her throat. The blade spun lazily, catching the light. A robotic voice spoke. "Ghost, we know you're alive. We have your sister. We have your niece's entire life. Every photo, every text, every late-night search, she prays no one ever finds. 4.8 million USD in Bitcoin within 72 hours, or Sarah dies on stream. After that, Mia's turn. Then we publish everything. You know we can. You taught half of us how. Tick-tock, old man." The video ended with a QR code and a wallet address. Already 0.3 BTC in donations from sick viewers who thought this was entertainment. He handed the phone back to Mia. "Pack a bag," he said, voice calm enough to scare her. "You're staying here. No signal, no leaks." She stared. "What are you going to do?" He walked to the bookshelf, pulled out a hollowed copy of Neuromancer, and took out a YubiKey on a steel chain. "I'm going to remind some children why the old ghosts still have teeth." Part 3. Resurrection. The barn behind the cabin looked abandoned. It wasn't. Inside, climate-controlled server racks, Faraday cages, a custom liquid-cooled rig that had never seen the public net. He'd built it the first year, just in case the world ended. Tonight, the world was ending for someone else. He powered it up. Fans whirred like angry hornets. First things first, OPSEC. He plugged the YubiKey, booted into cubes, spun up a fresh Wonex instance. The old habits came back faster than breathing. Wallet checker showed the extortion wallet at 0.9 BTC already. Crowdfunded torture. Humanity never failed to disappoint. He cloned the video, ran it through a metadata stripper, then fed it into an AI forensics suite he'd written himself years ago. The black paint on the walls was too perfect, matte enough to kill reflections. But the Sawzall had a tiny sticker on the battery, a rental company in Sacramento. Good. He scraped the dark web boards where these crews recruited. Same boilerplate English errors, same smug "we are Legion" energy. They called themselves KOBRA-9. Eastern European, mostly Bulgarian and Romanian, with a couple of American script kiddies who thought they were cool because they could run someone else's ransomware. He'd taught their teachers. Mia watched from the doorway, blanket still around her shoulders. "You're really him. Ghost. My mom used to tell me bedtime stories about you, said you were a superhero who fought dragons on the internet." Alex didn't look up. "Your mom always exaggerated." He opened a text editor and began typing a new exploit, 0 day in the streaming platform they were planning to use for the execution. He'd found it 6 months ago, saved it for a rainy day. Tonight, it was pouring. Part 4. The First Blood. Digital. At 4:42 a.m., he pushed the payload. Cobra 9 used a bulletproof hosting provider in Moldova. Alex didn't knock. He walked in the front door with a master key he'd stolen in 2014 and never used. He didn't ransom, didn't deface. He just turned every webcam they owned toward the wall and left a single JPEG on their desktop. A Polaroid scan, a teenage boy with bad skin, and a cobra tattoo on his neck, passed out drunk at a Sofia nightclub with his real passport open on the table. Underneath, white text on black. "I see you too." Within 20 minutes, the wallet stopped receiving donations. The dark web thread locked. Someone started deleting files in panic. Alex leaned back. First blood. Mia brought him coffee. Her hand still trembled, but there was steel in her eyes now. "They're scared of you," she said. "They should be." Part 5. The Call. They called at dawn. Same robotic voice, but the confidence was cracked. "Whatever you think you're doing, old man." Alex cut in. Voice calm, Midwest winter. "Listen carefully. You have one chance to live. Release Sarah unharmed. Delete everything. Disappear. I'll know if you don't." Laughter, but nervous. "You think you scare us? We have your sister right." "You have 71 hours left," Alex said. "I just took 23 off the clock for wasting my time." He hung up. Mia stared. "You can find her?" "I already know the building. Old cold storage warehouse outside Rancho Cordova. They're using Starlink and a generator. I can hear it in the video background." He stood, stretched. Vertebrae popped like gunfire. "Get some sleep, kid. Tomorrow, we go get your mom." Part 6. Ghosts don't travel light. He opened the gun safe. Inside, things that were never supposed to see daylight again. A Glock 19 with a suppressor he'd printed in 2016, 3 spare mags, a plate carrier most people would call overkill for a trip to Costco, and the laptop. A Panzer-grade Get-Tac with rubber bumpers and a screen that could survive a mortar blast. He kissed the top like an old lover. Mia watched him gear up. "You're really going to California?" "Someone has to." "I'm coming." "No." "They have my mom." "And if you get taken too, I lose the only family I have left." His voice broke on the last word. He cleared his throat. "Stay here. Keep the shotgun. Anyone comes up that drive who isn't me, you rack it once. They'll leave." She hugged him so hard the plates dug into his ribs. "Bring her back, Uncle Alex." He rested his chin on her wet hair. "I buried Ghost a long time ago. Tonight, I dig him up." Part 7. The Drive South. Interstate 5 at 3 a.m. is a meditation. He drove an ancient Tacoma with mismatched panels and Oregon plates that belonged to a man who died in 2009. In the passenger seat, a Faraday bag containing the laptop, a drone in a Pelican case, and a thermos of coffee strong enough to wake the dead. He didn't listen to music. He listened to the hum of 18-wheelers and the voice in his head that sounded like every mistake he'd ever made. You swore you were done. You swore you'd never touch a keyboard in anger again. Look at you now. He stopped once, outside Grants Pass, to piss behind a Flying J and stare at the stars. Orion was hunting, same as always. His phone, burner activated only for this trip, buzzed. New video message. He almost threw up. Sarah, eyes swollen shut, lips split. They'd carved the word ghost on her forearm with what looked like a box cutter. The message underneath? Clock's ticking legend. See you soon. He punched the steering wheel so hard the horn blared across the empty lot. Then he drove faster. Part 8. Rancho Cordova, 2:14 a.m. The warehouse sat in a graveyard of other dead warehouses. Chain link, razor wire, weeds growing through cracked asphalt. Alex parked 2 miles out, killed the engine, and became the night. Black balaclava, black hood. The plate carrier felt like an old friend who'd never forgiven him. He launched the drone first, DJI Matrice with thermal, 4 heat signatures inside, 1 sitting, bound, 3 moving. Sarah was alive. He circled once, mapped exits, noted the Starlink dish on the roof and the Honda generator chugging beside it. Then he walked. No dramatic entrance. Ghost never needed one. He cut power first, snipped the generator fuel line with trauma shears. The lights inside died. Backup LEDs kicked on, red and dim. He slipped through a side door they'd left unlocked because they thought bulletproof hosting made them immortal. Inside smelled of mold and fear. He moved down the corridor counting heartbeats. 2 tangos in the main room with Sarah, 1 on Overwatch by the front. He took Overwatch first. The kid couldn't have been older than 22, Bulgarian if the tattoos were honest, clutching an AK like it was a teddy bear. Alex came from behind, left arm around throat, right hand over mouth, knee in the back. The kid went night-night without a sound. He zip-tied and gagged him with his own sock. Then the main room. Sarah saw him first. Through the swelling, her eyes went wide. He put a finger to his lips. The 2 remaining, both masked, were arguing in Bulgarian about the power outage. Alex stepped into the red light. "Evening, gentlemen." They spun, weapons up. He already had the Glock raised. "Drop them, or I drop you. Your choice." One hesitated. The other went for his pistol. Alex put 2 rounds center mass, suppressed. Fut-fut. The hesitator threw his gun down like it burned him. Alex zip-tied him face down, then ran to Sarah. The ropes were tight, cutting circulation. Her arm was a butcher's display. "Hey, Runt," he whispered, using her childhood nickname. "Told you I'd always come." She started crying so hard she couldn't speak. He cut her loose, shrugged off his jacket, and wrapped her arm. "Can you walk?" She nodded. He helped her up. That's when the lights came back on, full white LEDs, and 20 more masks poured from every door. Someone had planned a trap. The leader stepped forward, voice modulated. "Welcome back, Ghost. Did you really think we'd be that stupid?" Alex looked at the army, then at Sarah, trembling against him. He smiled under the balaclava. "No," he said. "I was counting on you being exactly that stupid." He pressed the detonator in his pocket. Every screen in the building lit up with the same image: their real names, home addresses, mothers' maiden names, passport scans, nudes they'd sent girlfriends, bank accounts drained to zero, and live feeds of Bulgarian police SWAT teams kicking in doors in Sofia, Bucharest, and Varna. The building filled with shouting. Alex grabbed Sarah and ran. Part 9. Fire and exit. They made it to the side exit when the first gunshot cracked. He shoved Sarah outside, spun, returned fire. The Glock clicked empty, 10 hostiles still coming. He slammed the door, slid a dumpster in front of it, then grabbed Sarah's hand and sprinted for the fence. Behind them, the warehouse lights strobed red. Someone had triggered a fire alarm. Good. Confusion was an old friend. He threw Sarah over the fence first, then vaulted it himself. The Tacoma was waiting. He floored it as bullets spiderwebbed the rear window. Sarah was curled in the passenger footwell, sobbing. He reached over, squeezed her shoulder. "It's okay, Runt. We're out." She looked up, blood crusting her lips. "You came," she whispered. "You really came." He didn't answer. Couldn't. Because in the rearview mirror, 3 SUVs were already on their tail. Part 10. The Chase. I-5 southbound, 120 miles per hour, rain starting again. The Tacoma wasn't built for this, but it tried. Alex weaved through traffic like the devil was driving, which wasn't far wrong. Sarah found the spare mag under the seat, slammed it home with shaking hands. "How many?" she asked. 3 vehicles, maybe 10 shooters." She laughed, broken but real, just like old times. "Never brought you to the old times." Headlights closing fast. The first SUV rammed them. The Tacoma fishtailed, recovered. Alex grabbed the burner, hit speed dial, one number he'd never deleted. A woman answered, voice like whiskey and cigarettes. "Well, I'll be damned. Tell me this isn't who I think it is." "Need a favor, Kat." "You said you were out." "I was." Silence. Then, "What do you need?" 3 SUVs, black, California plates, heading south on I-5 near Stockton. "Make them disappear." She laughed. "Give me 90 seconds. 87 seconds later, the sky above the highway lit up with strobing blue and red. A dozen California Highway Patrol cruisers appeared from nowhere, boxing the pursuers like wolves on a caribou. Katya, Zero Cool Ivanova, still had friends in low places. Alex exhaled for the first time in hours. Sarah stared at him. "Who are you?" He looked at her ruined arm, the blood on her shirt. "The brother who should have stayed dead," he said quietly. Part 11. Aftermath. They ditched the Tacoma and a wrecking yard outside Fresno, switched to a clean Suburban Katya left them. Sarah slept most of the way home, IV bag of saline dangling from the coat hook. He'd stopped at a vet clinic, paid cash, no questions. Mia met them at the cabin door with the shotgun and tears. The reunion broke every defense Alex had left. Later, after Sarah was stitched and sedated in the guest room, Mia found him on the porch again. The rain had stopped. Stars punched through the clouds. She sat beside him. "They're all arrested," he said. "It's all over the news. They're calling it the biggest dark web bust in a decade." He nodded. "You saved us." He stared at the dark trees. "I destroyed them," he corrected. "There's a difference." She leaned her head on his shoulder. "Will you stay now?" He thought about the laptop in the barn, the blood on his hands that would never scrub off. "I don't know how to be anything else anymore," he said. Mia took his hand. "Then teach me." He looked down at her, 19 years old, eyes that had seen too much too fast. "No," he said softly. "You're going to college. You're going to have a life where nobody ever carves words into your skin." She started crying again. He held her until she slept. Part 12, Epilogue, 1 year later. The cabin had a satellite dish now, legal one, Starlink, ironically. Sarah lived in the loft, painting again for the first time since art school. Her left arm would never be the same, but the scar spelled "Ghost" in raised white letters, and she'd decided to own it. Mia was at Stanford on a full-ride cybersecurity scholarship. She called every Sunday. Alex still chopped wood, still brewed beer, but sometimes late at night he sat in the barn with the Panzer laptop and watched the dark pools where monsters still swam. He never dove back in. He didn't need to. Because every few months, some new crew would rise, thinking the old legends were just stories. And then their servers would die. Their wallets would empty. Their webcams would show only one image, a simple white ghost on black background. And underneath, 3 words, "I'm still here." The rain kept falling, polite as ever. And somewhere in the dark, an old man smiled without humor, fingers resting on keys that could break the world. He was done. But Ghost? Ghost never really retires. He just waits.